So, well, we might as well keep the discussion going because Jason would probably like to talk about wrestling more than anything else.
Yeah.
Your favorite Survivor Series memory, Jason Jones of The Athletic.
Oh, so you think about that favorite.
Were you while you think about that, were you you got Thanksgiving Survivor Series at your home all the time, or did you watch it later? Sometimes my grandmother, they used to really like wrestling, so we would get it at her house. But if we weren't there, somebody have to record it. I maybe watch it on Saturday. But were you ordering it on Thanksgiving Day, guy?
I was listening to it on Scramble TV, guy.
Well, yeah, that happened.
Channel
Yep.
68.
Yep.
Yeah, I was the wiggly lines. I used that method for more than just inappropriate television back in the day.
That's how I watched WrestleMania 12. The boyhood dream has come true. That's how I sat through the 60-minute Iron Man match. Was the scrambled TV.
That was such a glitch.
Yeah, and then in college, I had a cable box that was messed up, and it gave me every pay-per-view for free.
Oh,
well, I had a cable box that was messed up too, but I bought that one.
Well, I looked up. What happened was, I think it might have been like the Oscar De La Hoya Trinidad fight. I hit order on accident, and then I realized I didn't get billed for it. So I said, let me try this again on this next thing. And before you know, I'm watching everything. I was having fight parties.
Jason asking people to chip in and just pocketing all the money.
I'm like, yeah, y'all, someone's gonna pay this cable bill.
Yeah, y'all put it on there.
But yeah, I'm trying to think favorite Survivor Series moment. Oh man, that's man, I gotta think about that. I mean,
Montreal Screwjob was at the Survivor Series. We didn't even address that.
That was
1997 Survivor Series.
Oh man.
When did they
I guess in terms of drama, that would be number one.
Because that was a Sunday.
Yeah, they went off on Thanksgiving in 90. We looked this at 95.
Oh, okay.
95 it went to Sundays.
Okay.
No, 95 it went to Sundays.
Wow, probably a good idea not to compete with the NFL and whatnot on Thursdays.
98 was a good one. That's when The Rock won that tournament and he was the people's champ. And then they did the fake Montreal Screwjob thing at the end. And The Rock turned corporate, and he became the corporate champion.
Is that when he was there and they wrapped the belt around? Oh,
yeah, that was the Survivor. That was Survivor Series 98.
Wow.
And I think 99 they ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin with a car.
Gosh.
Man, it's just I look at some of the things they allowed on TV back in the day, and it's like now that I have kids. And my kids are like, wow, and oh my God. I'm like, imagine if you were a little kid in like the 90s and they've got Sable out there with hands painted on her.
I was at that. I was in Fresno for that one.
Hey, don't forget some of the matches with Jackie.
Well,
man, just oops, just all type of
Jackie, it's crazy how the only black diva kept having these oopses out there on TV. Wow. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, it was
every UK pay-per-view, Jackie was getting her top ripped off.
I'm like, is this a rib? Like, what is this? Is this a work? Is this a shoot? Like, what's going on? They have a bet backstage.
But it's the funny thing about it is Survivor Series was obviously there was only 4, so it was one of the major ones. But now, Survivor Series might be like the 10th pay-per-view or special. Was it premium
live event?
Yeah,
it's so far down the list now.
Mania's still 1. Rumble's probably 2.
Rumble's 2,
and then Money in the Bank.
Well, is Rumble bigger than SummerSlam?
I think SummerSlam might still 2.
Okay,
yeah, Summer because they treat that they almost treat that
WrestleMania,
like
of the summer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they still say that the Survivor Series is one of their big 4, but it doesn't help when your champion's not on the card.
Well, it's probably not the
Roman's not on the.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's kicking it. They getting that man to WrestleMania come hell or high water.
Yeah, they're like, we ain't gonna risk anything. Meanwhile, Dominic Mysterio has a match every day of the week. He's wrestling twice on Sundays, it's like back in the day. He's every day they've got to do something.
He can take it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Roman's like, I'll see you guys after the NFL season.
Sal asked a good question. Jason, your thoughts on KC being a Dodgers fan?
Oh,
I don't know if you
what
I don't
the
know if
hell
you
is
saw
this all about?
this photo that's been floating around
Come on,
areas
man.
of the dark
Man,
web.
this-
But you see,
Come on, man.
You see,
What are you talking about?
It's consistent. I mean, we've
Yep.
seen the shift.
we
We've been
have.
seeing that it's consistent. I mean, I support it. I mean, he lived in LA, and
Mhm.
first we get the multiple Laker pictures.
Mhm.
It's not multiple. It was me flicking off the Lakers.
I
What are
didn't
you
see
guys
that.
even looking at?
What about the other picture that surfaced where you're holding the Lakers sign and somebody photoshopped Lakers suck on there, and I'm like,
No, didn't nobody Photoshop it. I wrote Lakers suck.
No.
See what I'm saying, man?
no.
See what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
hey, the evidence is just mounting. I'm
This
waiting
is
for him to be. I'm waiting for him to have a Ram. I'm waiting for the Aaron Donald jersey. That's what I'm waiting on.
Wow. See,
I'm,
look,
I'm waiting.
look at the smile on my man's
Oh,
face.
wow. Wow. No, wait a minute. Wow. Where are my hands? What are my hands doing? See?
Man
the
is
smile
so
on that
excited
man's
to
face.
be there. He's like, I'm in the
Wow.
presence of greatness.
Yeah.
Look, he's so excited. I mean,
Oh, this is
it's
ridiculous.
it's wonderful. I mean, I'm happy for him. Live your truth. Live your truth.
DeMarcus told us, man, it's getting ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I
getting
mean, it's getting ridiculous that you're denying what we all see. It's obvious.
Standing next to his favorite player, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's okay. Next summer when I make my annual trip to Dodger Stadium, I got you. Good tickets, I got you.
Hey,
I don't need none of that. I
There
don't
we
need none
go.
of that.
There we go.
Yeah,
I don't need none of that.
I mean, make it a family thing. I bring my kids, you bring your kids. We can take a big group.
Well, I really don't like the Dodgers. No, I don't like the Dodgers.
I'm sorry.
That's-
What's
I don't believe you. I don't
Why?
believe
What
you.
they got to do with anything?
Okay, I mean, there's
Harbor
no
City.
pictures of me hanging out in front of what is it called now? AT&T, whatever park. You don't see me out front of there looking all happy.
I wasn't happy. I don't even look happy in that picture.
There's no
You just
picture in
showed you
front of me in
smiling.
front of a
Dodgers, man, I
Celtic.
don't look happy. And I was
Hey.
smiling because I was flicking them off.
I didn't
But
see that.
but the
I didn't
media,
Hey,
see
the
that.
media
if I was
cuts
at a
off
Celtics
immediately.
mural, I wouldn't be standing like. I'm just saying, you're not gonna find me hanging out in front of the Celtics mural like,
Yeah.
I'm not in front of Kawhi and Paul George mural in LA looking like I'm ecstatic.
The media twist.
Well,
Hey,
It's AI. A lot of it.
it's almost like I just made it up as I go, huh?
Come on, man.
Couldn't talk to
Well,
Kenny, so I just made it up.
calm down, Jason Thompson. Relax. That doesn't work.
Talk about wild
Jones over here.
statements.
Did that piss you off?
Yeah, it did. Because here's the thing: every sideline reporter I know works very hard, and they get and a lot of times, especially when you're like in the NFL with like Fox, the amount of access they get. There ain't no reason in hell for you to be like, I couldn't get nothing. I just made it up because what the hell? Like it was just like and to me, the worst part of her comment was, I've said this before and I haven't gotten fired. So it's like, I'm gonna remind all y'all how trifling I am.
And then
I mean, that was the worst part. Like, yeah, I've said it before, I've made it up.
what other thing that I didn't like about it, you guys could guess why. Because Aaron Andrews came to her defense, like, yeah, I'd do the same thing. I would do the same thing. Now, like I said, I look at the situation like this.
The Aaron Andrews that knocked Pam Oliver off the A team on Fox. That one. Okay, just asking.
Yeah, there's that.
I wonder why. I mean,
can't put it together.
I look at those situations where, in one respect, they're about to go to you on live TV. If you couldn't talk to the head coach, you got to give them something, right? But you should have safeguards in place where maybe a head coach don't want to talk. Ask the broadcasting team or whatever, hey, if head coach don't want to talk, line me up with an assistant coach that I could talk to. You know what I'm saying? And just, I'm not asking rocket science. I'm not asking for your game plan. What went wrong in the first half? What do you guys want to adjust? Like just saying like, oh, the head coach didn't want to talk to me. That's not good enough. You got to have somebody else. It's not good enough to just start making things up.
Like,
You can't do that.
there's a football team has 53 players, like a million coaches. How about because you did the work beforehand, you have notes and you say, before the game, Coach X felt like if this was happening, he was going to, I mean, there's a million ways other than I just like it teaches you a lot about privilege when someone can just be like, yeah, I made it up before and I said it, I'll say it again. I've made it up. And they don't even she and what happened? Okay, back to work this week.
Mm.
I mean, it's sometimes like I always tell people, some things are so bad they just do it right in front of you, and you can't.
They just keep moving.
Yeah, they just like and to me the biggest thing I said I get the out. I said I understand the out. I think it's terrible and unethical, but I said they're not going to do anything to her. Not
Mhm.
do anything.
Which is pretty amazing.
They're just going to be like, okay, well, don't say that again, okay?
That's right.
I mean, I had watched the Milli Vanilli doc a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, they got treated 30 times worse, and they.
That I was low key. I was kind of pissed after watching that
I
documentary.
was too. I mean, as a kid, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that all those other people were in on it,
yeah,
and the two brothers from Europe, the ones who took the brunt of everything.
yeah. You should watch it. I can't remember where it's at.
I think
It's
it's
on
Paramount Plus, I believe.
Oh,
Okay, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
It's
I watched that and I was mad, and
Yeah, so was
I was like, Clive and all them was like, oh God, they're gonna get exposed. And
Everyone was complicit in it.
yeah,
And
and
those two
then
brothers took the
and then my man shows up to the funeral. I was like, oh God, I was so mad.
I was just about to ask you, are they still with us?
one of them.
is
Yeah, one of them
Did he
plays.
talk?
Yeah. He's the central. Yeah, he's the main focus of it. The other and there's another brother that's not with us anymore.
because after that, his life kind of went down a spiral, and as you might expect, all that public ridicule.
Was it,
and-
The
was it
absolute-
all lip singing?
Yeah, all of it.
Did they ever find out who was singing?
Yeah, the guy who put the whole thing together got pissed off when the guys we know as Milli Vanilli asked for more, and he was like, "Dude, the hell with these guys," and exposed them. The guy who set it up exposed the whole operation and introduced the band, who was just another black guy who got nothing out of it. It was like 4 people.
Yeah,
We're
and
all a part
what
of
made it so wild is that it's like, and like they showed like the Milli Vanilli press conference. I'm like, how come no one jumped on either other?
Yeah, and
guy?
they murdered Milli Vanilli in that press conference.
And
And
meanwhile, the guy who orchestrated the whole thing,
yep.
and it wasn't the first time he'd done that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the other thing. He had done this before.
He had a thing
was
for
sad.
going out and finding like black performers in Europe and getting them to lip sync and getting them famous, and then when things went bad, on to the next one.
The coldest part is
That's crazy.
the brother who's with us
Yeah.
can sing.
Mm.
Like he can
See,
really
that's what I
sing.
always thought. Like, I wonder if they can actually sing.
No, they could. They sang at the press conference, and it wasn't the best,
No,
but it was also just incredible circumstances that I fit. Jason, I think they were just up there with like no representation, no one. It was just like
it was just
them
kind of like just them, and
facing a swarm of media members that for some reason these media members were pissed off. It was like, I'm sorry, lady from the USA Today. Who the hell are you?
what do you
Like,
say?
what are you
to
so
the people?
offended about?
What do you say?
Oh, it was you have to watch it. It's
I
crazy.
couldn't believe. I mean, like I said, being a kid when that happened, I did not I remembered all the jokes, but I did not remember the level of anger and hatred they got. And it's crazy now that reality is they were just ahead of their time. Now everyone goes and finds someone with a look. You throw some auto-tune on them, and don't. It wouldn't even be no one would even blink now.
So those two, and like even looking at it today, like those brothers have such a unique look. Like I get it. I get somebody seeing them going, oh, they could be stars because they look Even today,
Uh-huh.
like those brothers look different. And it was like, oh, them two guys could be stars right there.
Mm.
They could
Yeah,
be stars.
nowadays all I have to do is like get on, take too many drugs, slur, and put a beat behind it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's hitting."
That's trap.
The
That's
vibes
that
is
trap
crazy.
sound. Yeah.
Vibes is
Wow.
crazy.
Wow. Yeah, everybody should watch that. It really is infuriating. It's really frustrating because we were. I remember too. I always remember the Arsenio clip where Arsenio was like, "I'm shocked," almost as if it was like an open secret that like people in the industry knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah, like I think everyone knew. I
because
mean,
the
and that's what
voices
makes
didn't
it
match.
so
Like
short.
when they talked, you were like, "Wow, he talks like that." But he sings like that. I remember even as a kid thinking that, like, wow, his voice is so different when he sings. Then I learned, and like I've learned now that's actually normal. Like people will sing differently, like really, really different than they talk. It just then it wasn't them.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about with this? Survivor Series memories, Milli Vanilli. How about De'Aaron Fox?
Ooh.
De'Aaron Fox, you are a completely neutral observer. De'Aaron Fox, one of the top 10 players in the league.
I think so. I mean, I have to go, it depends, if I start thinking I mean, worst case, he's top 15, but he's not 15.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's even a debate, at least not to me. I mean, what he's been doing all season, and he's, I mean, it's like, oh, yeah, I can't even really almost put it into words. He's been phenomenal. I mean, I know last night wasn't great, but nobody was great last night.
Yeah.
And you might, sometimes you get on the road catches you. I hope it wasn't a thing like it was back in the day when a bunch of guys on the Kings all got sick in New Orleans.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
We all ate something, and everybody, half the staff was sick, staff and the players. But I mean, hey, I don't think most nights he's not going to go five. He won't go 5 of 18. But I mean, just you look at this, just point guards in the NBA right now. If you consider Luka a point guard, and then you say Luka, Steph, De'Aaron, like that's to me, right? I don't know who, Dame.
Yeah, you get in there. That's true.
Dame in there, but I mean, he's elite. He's an elite player. There's really no other way to put it.
You
Hey,
seen
before we got our first update on
Okay.
on injury,
Okay.
so I want to bring this your way. This from our guy Chris Peterman. Keegan Murray is listed as questionable for tomorrow's game against the Pelicans. Chris Duarte is listed as questionable. This feels like big news. Trey Lyles is listed as questionable.
earlier today on his Instagram.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, and from the Wolf of Wall Street, I think that's when he says, "I'm back."
Oh, okay.
And like people go crazy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He's got that crazy look on his face. Trey put that.
That's your
on his
jam.
Instagram.
I knew you could decipher that tweet.
I actually
couldn't
hadn't
remember.
I haven't seen that movie like straight through before, but I do recognize that moment.
Another important note, I guess. Another important note. Sasha is not listed, so that probably lends to him being available tomorrow. And Keon Ellis is again out, so we'll get more Davion Mitchell. But good news there for Trey Lyles, and I guess good news for Keegan Murray. I mean, it's good news in that he's not listed as out. So weird situation yesterday where Keegan didn't return from halftime. With a lower back injury. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's important stuff.
I mean, that stuff is way more important than me right now.
No, that's Cap.
You're the professor.
That's Cap.
Come on,
You
man.
are the professor.
But what I was going to ask you though was we were talking about De'Aaron Fox, and you covered the team when he was drafted. You watched him now from afar, covering the league. I said yesterday, and I'll keep it a stack every time. I didn't see him being this type of player, this type of scorer. Like he's leading the league in scoring with like 30 a game. It's early. Maybe it settles down into the high 20s. But even then, I thought when he was drafted, he'd be, the heart and soul of the team. He's, average maybe 21, 22 a night, 8 or 9 assists. And then you have this other guy that's like the big scorer if, they got to a point where they were a contender. But his scoring Like it's almost like it's like Allen Iverson almost. You know what I'm saying? Like this guard being able to score 30 points per game, limited 3-point shooting, but deadly in the mid range, and they can't guard him. I can't lie. I didn't see this for him.
Mhm. Now, I remember a lot of times Dave Yeager would always, I mean, this was also strategic by Dave to put out there the Mike Conley comp,
Mm.
just to kind of, try to keep the expectation, like if he can be a Mike Conley, a great defender and steady leader. I didn't, you didn't know he'd become this good of a 3-point shooter, or you didn't see the arc at that point. 'Cause remember, second year, he got about what, 38%, then it tailed off. And the old agent Chris Gaston will always tell me that, sometimes De'Aaron will he's like, he knows how to do it.
Mm.
Like sometimes he would say, sometimes he would just get bored, and maybe he get a little sloppy with his form or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, if he's going to be a 30, 40%, like a 40% shooter from three too, I didn't, yeah, I don't know if anyone saw a guy who would get you 28, 30, but hey, I think everyone's here for it. I mean, he's, on this trajectory he's on. If he stays this, assume he signs the next extension with the Kings and doesn't pull a, I need to make a decision and get somewhere else type, out of the blue. And I'm just talking hypothetically, folks. I'm not saying he's planning that. Just saying, saying he plays his career with the Kings all the way through. I mean, you got to start looking at where, if with this rate, where he ranks in the franchise's history. I mean, you could argue right now, at least from Sacramento era, you could argue he's he's the best point guard they've had.
I said he's the best
I
player.
think, I'm not going to put him ahead of Webb. I think to me, Webb is still. I think it's to me. I think it's. I mean, it's the crazy thing to say. I think over time, I think people don't appreciate how good Webb was.
Mm.
I think over time, maybe people have, maybe I don't know what it is, but I mean, Webb was something else.
Mhm.
And you think about the only reason why it took basically two guys that nobody could beat for Webb not to get a championship. So I mean, to me, Webb is he didn't make the original list, but I had him as a top 75 player.
Yeah.
I wrote the story first for the Athletic. I have him as a top 75 player. I thought he should have been in the Hall of Fame way faster than whatever the politics were. So I'm always gonna have Webb number one for Sacramento. But yeah, and then after that, you just terms of the next tier, you got De'Aaron DeMarcus to me as like elite, like multiple. De'Aaron's going to be a multiple time All-Star. So I mean, that'll get added, and he'll have the benefit of they're going to be winning games. DeMarcus didn't get that chance because they were too busy putting weird players around him and and just doing and drafting centers. So, I do think that, when it's all said and done, you're going to be the question when the question will be, is he the greatest Sacramento King ever? And he's so young,
Mhm.
it's this trajectory, he'll be able to say that he'll have an argument for that.
What do you think's next for Davion? Do you think Davion fits on this team? That's kind of been the question of the day, where he's obviously playing now with Keon out, but we saw him register his first DMP CDs in recent games. Is this thing going to work with him? And it feels like Mike Brown, but is this thing going to work with him, Mike Brown, and this roster, or is it probably time to move on from Davion Mitchell, or let Davion Mitchell move on from Sacramento?
I think you let him move. I think the way this roster is constructed, what Davion does best is not valued the way it would be maybe in a different role situation. I mean, he's not a volumes, when this team is going, they want us to get up and down, score, score, score. And I just don't know if Davion fits that. Kind of fits that style of play as a point guard when you put him in the game. I think I just don't know if what I mean, if they wouldn't play him in Game 7 when Steph was going off last spring, that kind of showed you what they were thinking. And I just think at this point, sometimes you got sometimes things kind of change course, and really De'Aaron's going to play 30-something minutes a night. There aren't a lot of minutes out there, after De'Aaron at that spot. And Davion's a smallish guard. And if he's not, and if you're going to be at his height, no matter how good you are defensively, you got to be able to give him something on offense. I mean, Jameer Nelson wasn't the biggest guy in the world, but you knew Jameer was going to score.
Yeah.
And on this team, everyone out, they thrive when everyone's a threat offensively on the perimeter. So obviously, it's going to be different for someone like a JaVale or something like that. But I just think, it's still early. Things can happen. I'm not saying you give up on Davion, but I do think in terms of the way he fits and what he does, it doesn't exactly vibe with what the Kings do.
Do you think he's a starting point guard in this league? Because that's been some of the talk as well. Is like it's really just the fit in Sacramento, but he could start for a bunch of other teams in this league. Do you think that's the case, or is he a backup point guard?
Where is he starting? I mean, as of now, I think his trajectory is a Pat Bev type player. Maybe he can start for you, but it's probably not the ideal situation if he's your starting guy. If the offense comes around and picks up, maybe that changes. But I don't think there's any shame if Davion Mitchell is a Pat Bev type guy for you. I think in the right situation where he's going to get the minutes. I mean, in this where he is right now, he's just not going to get enough extended minutes. I mean, his minutes have been basically going down since he was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think it's hard, it's hard to say what that he can start when, the minutes and everything decrease over time. And some of that just has to do with the fact that De'Aaron has taken off, and I think part of that, at least, was, I think there's people in the front office who understood that sometimes you put a guy like that behind De'Aaron, maybe that pushes De'Aaron a little bit too.
Mm.
And I think, De'Aaron's like, y'all can bring in another guy. He ain't getting these, he's here to play when I take a rest. So,
Right.
I just think, I don't know if he's a starter, but I think I think especially defensively, he's an NBA player for sure. I just think he's got to find the right fit and the right style. I think, I'm not saying, think a Tom Thibodeau type coach would love him.
Mm-hmm. That's why I thought Mike would like him so much. I mean, not Mike isn't. I mean, Tom Thibodeau's kind of extreme, maybe for lack of a better word. That's why I thought Mike would. I think we all thought this was a match made in heaven with these two. And you're right, his numbers went down quite a bit when Mike became the head coach. His like playing time numbers went down quite a bit since Mike became the head coach. And Casey and I were both of the thought that's going to change this year. He's going to find and it's gotten worse.
Yeah, and we see this in the league too sometimes when a first round pick starts losing minutes to a guy who was a second rounder or a guy who was in the G League a year ago. That's pretty much telling you what they think of him, that this is probably over. And to me, that started in the playoffs because as good as he was playing defensively and disrupting Steph, not that anyone stopped Steph, but I think we all saw, he was the guy who could at least bother Steph a little bit. And if he couldn't get on the court at the end of that series, and it was about getting the offense out there, that kind of lets you know, just maybe I wouldn't have guessed that Keon would be playing ahead of him this year. I wouldn't have put my money on that going into the season, but if that's the case, sometimes you're just stay ready, stay professional, and maybe your opportunity comes in February at the deadline. Maybe you end up somewhere else, and that team gives you the opportunity. Because I think he definitely has his role in this league. I just don't know, offensively if he's a starter.
Okay.
Two quick NBA things real quick. Tonight is Tuesday in November, which means it's an in-season tournament night. And I think if I'm reading this right, I think two teams have an opportunity to clinch tonight. The Pacers can clinch their group with the win over Atlanta. And I think Jazz Lakers is for the belt for the group.
Oh, let's go, Jay. Let's go.
Here we go.
The Lakers might be undefeated. I think the Lakers might be 2-0. I think the Jazz
they're
are
undefeated
2-1.
in their group.
Yeah, the Jazz are 2-1, and they're second. So if the Lakers win, I think they can clinch their group
I
tonight.
don't know. Do you get something for that?
A banner.
What do you get for that?
You get automatic invitation to the quarterfinals is what it would be. Quarterfinals are at the home sites, and then semifinals goes.
Okay, you get home court in the quarterfinals. Okay, let's go. The Lakers aren't the Lakers undefeated at home this year?
No, the Kings beat that ass.
Whoa, man. Okay, chill. You're a little too ecstatic about that. That was not a tournament game. We don't count those yet, remember? Those games don't matter. It's about the tournament. So if we're going to be correct, they're undefeated in not NCAA. What is this thing called?
In-season tournament. Come on, Jason, buy in.
They're undefeated in in-season tournament play at home. It's kind of like in the NFL. It's like losing that Kings game was like losing an out of conference game. They're like an AFC team. It was an NFC game though, so it didn't really matter,
I mean, to be fair though, the Lakers are 6-1 at home.
Oh,
and that one loss.
It was an ass
whooping. Three games in 4 nights they retired.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's what we've been telling ourselves all day. 3 games in 4 nights, second night of a back-to-back. They were tired.
They were worn out. See,
everybody go read Jason's article today about that Steelers-Lions game where they called the coin flip.
Oh, the legendary coin flip!
I'm telling you, man, Robert Porsche was hilarious talking about that.
I gotta go read that.
That's one of the great moments.
Yeah.
In Thanksgiving football history.
Yeah, Robert Porsche said he was like, "What? We'll take the ball," and they ran away. They're like, "We'll take the ball." And a little bit, he says to this day he'll text Jerome on Thanksgiving, "How you doing today?"
Oh, that's awesome. I
gotta go check that out when we get done with this.
Yeah,
I got some other Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think I got a couple other ones. I talked to some guys about eating the Thanksgiving Day turkey after the game, and like, why would you even like go there? Like, is it seasoned? What's just kind of what are they doing?
I'll just be eating any old turkey.
Hard hitting investigative journalism. Like, was the turkey?
Oh, right about the screw job too. Then
yeah.
Or the debut of the gobbledygooker. Jay, we appreciate you, my man. Thank you as always.
All right, love that hoodie though too.
Oh, right on, man. Thanks.
Yeah,
Jay.
Kenny got his UCLA colors on. He's all in.
All about LA.
He's all about LA right now. LA Kings jersey next week.
On the way. Yep. Appreciate you, Jay. Thank you,
All
brother.
right, catch y'all next time.